torque has to be removed. So why I am going to remove the negative torque means if torque is coming in negative, that indicates so during that rotation angle the motor can be operated as generator, right? So in that case we should not operate the machine. So we are selecting the negative and deleting all the negative values. Right? And similarly for coil 4 also. So for all coils we have to delete the negative values. So after deleting the negative values you have to mention zeros. So now see here. So this one is the torque profile what we have obtained. So from this torque profile only we have to identify so which phase is now going to be acting as a phase A. So which phase is going to be act as a phase A. So that we are going to be identify now. See here. Suppose if you are not drawing this graph, we cannot able to identify that this instant we cannot able to identify that this graph that is a small like black in color, right? So this graph is to be
Prabhu sir,
as
sorry for the interruption. Prabhu sir,
tell me sir.
somebody shares their screen. So now you share your screen, sir.
Okay, okay. So Gokul Dasar is presenting.
Yes, sir. Participant, don't share your screen. Okay, sir. Carry on, sir.
Okay. So now, suppose if you are calculating
Sir?
one, suppose you are calculating
Excuse
one,
me, sir.
tell me.
Muthukumar, sir.
Hello, sir.
சார் நீங்கள் என்ன பண்ணுறீங்கன்னா சீஃப் கெஸ்ட்டோட அந்த ப்ரெசன்டேஷன் ஸ்லைடை பின் பண்ணி விட்ருங்க சார் வேறு யாரும் ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ண முடியாது.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
ஓகே
Okay.
So now, if you are using only with the formula, so now what we obtained, we are obtained that 59 degree. So only for 15 degree, the machine will be, that is for one phase will be conducting, right? If you see here exactly, from 0 degree to 2 degree, another phase is conducting. From 2 degree to 14 degree, another one phase is conducting, right? So like this, some variation will be occurring, right? So we have to identify all the type of variation and then only we have to proceed for the transient analysis. So initially which coil is conducting now? And the coil here is coil 3. So coil 3 is now going to act as phase A. So coil 3 is phase A, and then which is phase B? Phase B is coil 1. So coil 1 is phase B. And then which is phase C here now? And this red color, just select it. So coil 2 is phase C. And which is phase D? And the coil 4, the last one. So now we are obtained the sequence order. So, and this is coil 1. So coil 1 is phase B, coil 2 is phase C, coil 3 is phase A, and coil 4 is phase B. So this is how we have to identify the phase, which is phase A, which is phase B, and which is phase C, right? Now coming to our graph. So with this graph, we have to identify. So 0 to 2. So first angle is 0 to 2. And then the second one is from 2 to 14. 2 to 14. And the third one is from 2 to 14. Right? And the third one. So third one is from 14 to, and here it is not coming to 0, right? So we missed one 0 here. So C phase. So C phase. Yeah. 0. So it will be up to 28. So 14 to 14 to 28. And then 28 to another 14. So 28, 40 means 30 to 42. Right? So this is the sequence order. So like this only we have to give the excitation to the machine. So now we are going to give the excitation. So how we have to convert the static profile into a transient one. So for this what we have to do here, just select the rotor. Just select the rotor at the object, right? So after selecting the rotor at the object, if we go to the model, we can able to identify make a motion component. Suppose if you are not selecting, now go to the model and see motion component will not be enabled. So after selecting the rotor, go to the model and then go to the make motion component, right? So if we give like this, we can able to identify a motion component. It will be found here, right? The motion component will be available here now. So motion component means which is going to be rotated. So that we have to identify. See now the motion component is now up here. So in this motion component, we can able to make the machine to run at either load driven or velocity driven. So if you identify the load value, just give the load value here as a constant. Or if you are going to vary the load with respect to time, so give your time value and the load value here. If you are going to give the load value with respect to the rotor position, so that also we can able to feed. Suppose for some time the load is moving in forward, after some time the load is moving in backward with respect to the rotor position, so that also we can able to feed. So before going to load analysis, we have to give the velocity driven analysis, right? So after getting the velocity driven result, only we have to go for the load driven analysis. So the advantage of this package, not only the circular machine, that is the rotatory machine, we can able to do analysis for the linear machine also. See here, the motion type is linear and the motion type is rotatory. So for any type of machine, we can able to do the analysis. Either if it is a rotatory machine, it can be inner rotor or it can be outer rotor. Either it can be a transformer, a static machine, or it can be a solenoid, or it can be a actuator, or it can be a linear machine. So whatever may be the machine, we can able to do the electrostatic analysis with the help of this magnet packages. Now what I am going to do here is, I just going to give the time versus rotor position, right? So So coming to the time versus rotor position. So the time here, so initially the time will be 0. Such that we have to give the position, the rotor position should be increased in the form of linear graph. Here we have to get a linear graph with for the position as well as the time. The graph should be appearing linear such that the rotor rotation is continuously increasing, right? So initially the position is 0, and then now I am giving some time values, just take it as 100 on the rotor position, right? Or if you are giving on the speed basis, suppose if you are giving on the speed basis, then initially the time is 0, right? Again, if it is 0.001 milliseconds, now going to the speed. So here the speed is not mentioned in RPM, right? The speed is not mentioned in RPM. It is mentioned here in terms of degrees per second. So we have to convert the speed in terms of RPM, right? So just go to the calculator. Just go to the calculator and identify and go to the here conversion, right? See here we are having a speed value. So RPM is not available, right? So just to divide it by 6. So whatever value you are getting, just use 6 and divide it, right? So suppose the machine is running at 1500 RPM, right? I am going to rotate the machine at 1500 degree per second. Degree per second. So we have to convert the RPM into degree per second. So I just give 1000 degree per second. See, like this the graph should appear. The graph should appear in the form of linear, right? So then only we can able to get a accurate value. Otherwise, after getting this linear graph, what we have to do? We have to go for increase in time, right? So after getting this increase in time, we have to make the speed as constant. We have to make the speed as constant. And now I'm keeping the speed to be 2000, right? So now, so see here, the graph is not getting constant. It is again increasing. So accordingly, we have to change the values, right? So whatever the speed we choose, we have to get definitely a value of a constant speed, right? So this is how we have to give the speed. If it is a rotation angle, if it is a rotation angle, then the graph should be linear, right? If it is a rotation angle, the graph should be linear, right? The graph should be linear in case of the rotation angle. If it is a speed based one, the graph should be in the case of constant, right? Right. So now we are obtained a constant graph for the speed and now apply it. Right. So now our motion component is ready. So we are identified that the which is part is going to rotate, the inner part is now going to be rotating. So now what we have to do? We have to give excitation continuously. We have to give excitation continuously. So for that what we are going to do? We are going for a converter circuit. So to make a converter circuit, just go to the window which is found at the top of the toolbar. That is main toolbar. Now go to the new circuit window, right? So after selecting the new circuit window, we can able to see a circuit window now, right? So after getting a new circuit window, so this is a new circuit window where we are going to make our converter circuit. So first what you have to do, just click, right? So just click it. So before that we have to rename it, which is phase A, which is phase B. So which is phase A here, just going to Excel file. So coil 1 is phase B, right? Coil 1 is phase B. Just rename it in the object. Coil 1 is phase B. Just give F2, right? It is phase B, right? So then which is phase A? So coil 2 is phase C. Coil 2. Coil 2 is just rename, right? And this is phase C. And which is phase A? So coil 3 is phase A. So go to here and just press F2 for renaming. Phase A. Now automatically the last one is phase D. So phase here means it is phase windings, not the supply phases. It is phase windings. So now we have got the 4 phases. So according to the phase sequence, we are going to drag and paste it here. Just click this one and then drag it here, right? So coil 1 is, that is phase A is ready. Next one is phase B. So click it and drag it here. So this one is phase B. And coming to the phase C, and this is phase C. So similar, just click and drag it, keep it there. So this is phase D, right? So now what we have to do, I want to keep a circuit here. So for keeping a circuit, I place the motor winding terminals here. Again, I want to keep a switches. I want to go for a switches. So coming to the switches, just go to the circuit, which is found at the top of the toolbar. There is a circuit here. So coming to the circuit, we can able to see a rotor position control switches. So depend upon the rotor position, we can able to turn on and turn off the switch. So just click this one and just place it near, right? Again, so how many number of phases? So depending upon our converter circuit design, just place the position control switch, right? Just click one time, that's all. Wherever you need, so select the dot. In the dot, just click one. So the switch will be placed. So after placing the required number of switches, just right click. Then we can be able to go for the next selection. So the next selection is we are going for the source. We are going for the supply sources. We can be able to select both current source or voltage source. So I am going for the current source. You can go for the voltage source also. That is no problem, right? I just go for the current source. The reason why I am going for current source here, so in the static analysis, what we did, we give the current values here. We are given the current values as the input, not the voltage values. So for that reason, I am giving the current values here, right? So after giving the current value, current source, I want to give the input. So just double click that one, go to the waveforms and select a piecewise linear and select a piecewise linear. So there is different option: DC, AC, sinusoidal, exponential, pulses, and piecewise linear, AC, DC. So I am selecting the easiest way as piecewise linear, right? So now I am going to give the initial time. So initial time is feed. Initial time is feed. So when it is 0.00, that is 1 milliseconds. If it is 1 milliseconds, now again I am going for less than 1 milliseconds. So what is the value I have given? 5 ampere. Now just check, it is linearly increasing, right? Now again 100 seconds. Again I am giving 5. So what happens? After increasing, it reaches some saturated. So if it is, we are giving a current source or voltage source, we have to give the value like this. Just increase for a lesser value of time, and then it has to be saturated. If you are giving a current source as the input, we have to give more or less a constant value, such that at the starting it is slightly increasing and then reaches the steady state value as much quicker as possible, and then give apply here. Now, so now our current source is ready and our phase winding is ready in the sequence of excitation. Now the thing is, I have to give the switching sequence. I have to give the switching sequence. So what I want to do now, we are going for this Excel file. Now see here, so this is phase A, right? This is phase B, this is phase C, and this one is phase D. So 0 to 2 degree, that is 0 to 2 degree. Now see here, 0, which is turning on, that is when the rotor position is at 0 degree, the switch will be turned on. Now when it is 2 degree, the switch will be turned off, right? So for this reason only, I am going with the Excel, such that we can able to get a exact rotation angle of a rotor, right? Now, I give apply. See, some error will be coming. So, in order to, how to eliminate this error, just remove the periodic value here. So, just disable. Previously, it is enabled. Now, I am clicking. So, at the bottom of the tab, we can able to see here a periodic option will be there. Just disable this one. Now, give apply. Now it will be accepted. So what is the use of this periodic? That I will tell now. After completing all the switching sequence, I will tell you what is the use of this periodic. Now, next is 2 to 40. Next one is 2 to 40. See, I am turning on to 2 and turn off angle is 40. Right? Again, I am removing the periodic and giving OK. Now, and the next one is 14 to 28. And the next one is 14 to 28. Again, remove the periodic. And what is the next one? 28 to 42. That is 14. 28 to 42. 28 to 42. Now, just remove the periodic and give OK. Right? So, now what happens if I give this supply here? Now, just go to the circuit and go for the wire connection. Select it and just drag it here. So click where you want to start and again give one click where you want to stop, right? So after giving all the circuit connections, right? So now I can able to rotate only up to 42 degrees. I can able to rotate out only up to 42 degrees. Now what I want to do? I want to rotate continuously for 1 hour, 2 hours. Then what I want to do? Just I want to click the periodic here, right? So after giving 2 or 3 times, 3 cycles, continuously turn on and turn off, turn on and turn off, again turn on and turn off, I can able to give periodic. Then the rotation will be continuously. See here, if I am giving 42, 42, just turn on at phase A 42, again adding a 14 here. So what happens? 42 plus 14, 52, 56. So at the angle of 56, I want to turn off phase A. So again phase B should be turned on at 56. So after turning on at 56, again 14, 60, 70 degree will come, right? So again, I want to turn on phase C at 70 degree. So after turning on at 70 degree, again 14, that is 84. So if I turn on at 84, again 14, 88, 98, right? So now what happens? Again I want to give to phase A. So 98, phase A is turned on. Now I am not going to give the turn off value. What I am going to do here is I just go for a periodic. So the off value will be taken by itself, right? So 98 it is turning on. 14 means 102, 112. So the turn off value is 112. So phase B will be turned on at 112. Again giving a periodic. So include a 14 here. So what we are getting? 2 to 6. So the turn on angle here is 2 to 6. So give a periodic. So 112. So 112 add a 14. 14 means 112 plus 14. It is 116. That is 126. So here it should be 126. 1 to 6 and give periodic. So adding again another 14. So 1 to 6 plus 14 means 130, 140. We are going to get 140. So keep the turn on angle as 140 and give a periodic here and apply it. Right? So now whatever the time we can able to rotate the machine. Right? So according to this, now our model is ready. Okay. I just going to rotate with motion. So for rotating with motion, what I want to do, I want to give a running time. Running time. So at what time it has to be turned on and at what time it has to be turned off. So I am starting it from 0, 0 and stopping at it will take more time, right? So what I am going to do, I just running for a little bit less time and here. So yesterday I told about the machine size, right? So similarly, in case of transient, there is a step time. If the step time is very, very less, that is 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, if you give in case of decimal, that is 0.1, 0.2, like that, then we will get a accurate result, right? So for time being, I am giving the step value as 1, right? Now just solve transient 2D model. Here 99, that is the problem left, right? So we will delete that one. After deleting the rotation angle, now I will give. So this is also one type of error, right? So the error here is, so yesterday we gave the rotation angle, right? The rotation angle for all phases. So previously when I was starting, so when I start to use this package, what I will do, I will just delete all the rotation angle and I will give apply, right? And I give close. Again I will run. If I run, what happens? Again I will get some error here, right? So what I want to do, I want to just go to the properties. I will check whether any value is available, any angle is there or not. If it is not there, then go to the rotor, go to the properties. So after going to the properties, go to the parameters and there will be a percentage degree, percentage angle. Just delete that one and apply it. And now we can go for a transient 2D with motion. Now see, the 99 problem is not coming, right? Just only the time will come. So time, so again I am telling you, for doing a static analysis, we have to go for only a element missizing value as 1, right? Element missizing value as 1. While doing for transient, the step time should be 0.1. If we give 0.1 as step time, we can be able to get a accurate result. Otherwise, our result will not be much better. Only 60%, 70% result will be mapped with our prototype model. Right? So the problem is now going to be get completed. right? So it is solving on, right? So without giving the periodic value in the switches, if we run for more than 50 milliseconds or more than 100 milliseconds, that depends upon the poles, rotor poles, right? So we cannot able to get a exact answer, right? Because after there is no continuity, with our control circuit with respect to the rotor position, right? So only we are giving the periodic value in the converter circuit. So the our result is getting finalized and we are ready to show our result here. See, for 20 seconds, for 20 milliseconds it is taking 3 minutes. If you run for 50 milliseconds, the time consumption with this will be higher, right? Suppose if you are using a 16 GB RAM or 8 GB RAM, then it will be reduced into half, right? The time consumption is the only problem with this one. But the result will be accurate because there is lot of packages with the finite element analysis. Either we can go for a MotorSolve one. MotorSolve is one package. JMag is one package. So both the package are template based one. There is no need to draw the model. The template will be available. We can go for either inner rotor or we can go for either outer rotor, right? So the only but there we cannot able to change the geometric modification. Suppose if you want to go for a asymmetric type of rotor, we cannot able to go. Suppose if you want to go for a flux barrier with rotor in the SRM motor, we cannot go with a flux barrier. So with this case, what we are doing, we are going for the magnet. So magnet means whatever design, whatever geometry we need, we can able to draw it in our packages, right? So without drawing a CAD design here, we cannot able to make a model, any type of model with this package. Suppose if you are having a CAD drawing in a AutoCAD or in Pro E or Creo, any software, right? We just convert into a DXF file and just import it here, right? So it is taking some time. So during this time, what we are going to do, we are just going to go for a next type of analysis, right? So the next type of analysis here, so for doing the next type of analysis, just what we want to do, just units, convert the unit into meters, See here, the topmost region is showing the scale value. Now it is showing in terms of 0 point. Now I convert into millimeter. Once again, see here it is showing in the top as 60, 70, 80. Now I am going to convert into meter and give apply. It is showing in 0.05. Right? Now, right. So now what I am going to do, I just going to delete the boundaries, right? Because now I am going to do the another analysis. So what is the effect? So taking the input from the this automatic analysis, now we are going to deal with the vibration of the machine. So how the vibration is occurring in this machine. So there is no need of stator here, just only rotor is enough. And this coils, we can delete it. And the boundaries, select the line and delete all the boundary line which is not needed, right? So after deleting this and delete this one also, because rotor is a rotatory part. Rotor is a rotatory part. So there will be only a negligible amount of vibration will be present in the machine. Right? Now I am going to delete this one rotor. Now what I am going to do, I am just going to provide a stack here. That is a base. I am going to provide a base here. Just go to the strata and deleting the model, and now giving some stack, that is a base boundary condition. So I am giving a base here. So by using this base only, it will be fitted to the ground of the table, right? So I am just going for a mirror here. Draw it and just go for a mirror edges and giving apply. It is coming, right? So like this I am giving a mirror, right? So now, so this is the base, right? So we can able to go for any type of base design, right? Not only like this, we can give any type of base design, right? So after doing this, I just selecting. See, one line is here, that is indicated. So just delete this line. So after deleting this line, I just keep it as a different material. So the stack length here is 60. So now I am going to save this file. So this is the vibration file, that is due to the unbalanced magnetic force. Due to unbalanced magnetic force, some vibration will be occur. So now, how this vibration is now going to occur with this electrical machine? So that we are going to discuss now. So meanwhile, we see our transient. See, still the transient is now setting up the result, right? The transient is still setting up the result. It will take some time, right? For 20 milliseconds, only for 20 milliseconds itself, it is taking now 10 minutes it is occurring, right? It will run. So with the meantime, we will see this one. So after saving this file, what we want to do? We want to convert this file into a different format. That is, we have to convert this into IGS. So which is a ProE model, right? So instead of drawing in case of another packages, just export this file. Just export this file into another packages, right? So we can export in form of CATIA, AutoCAD file, step file, SolidWorks file, right? So any type of file we can able to convert it. So now the file is ready. So now what I want to do, I just convert this, exporting this file into another format, right? So see here, we can export in the format of AutoCAD, static files, stat files, CATIA file, IGS file. So IGS means it is the Pro file, which is a basic model, and step file. So I'm going to convert in the form of IGS, right? So after convert in the form of IGS, just save this file. Right? So after saving, what I want to do, I just want to go to another packages, right? So meanwhile, I will check whether, yeah, I have obtained the result for the transient. I have obtained the result for transient. See, nearly 20 minutes is taken, right? 20 minutes is taken for the getting the answer for 20 milliseconds, right? For getting answer for 20 milliseconds, it has arrived 20 minutes. So go into the graph, right? So going to the graph, and this is the torque characteristics, and this is the torque. Torque is now going to start increasing, right? So now only torque is going to start increase. So after, see here, from 1, 2, 3, slightly torque is increasing, and now peak is up here. Again now the torque is reaches to a maximum value. So after 20 milliseconds only, the torque is now going to act as a saturation level, right? So kindly run the machine with the element size, that is the mesh element size. Again I will tell where it is. Just go to the object which is found on the left side of the workspace and give the properties. So after giving the properties, there is a mesh here, and enable the mesh element size and give the mesh size as 1, right? So this is base for both static and transient, right? So after giving this one, and then for transient, go to the solve and set transient option, and in the step size you give 0.1. So if you give 0.1 and 1 for the mesh element size, then this type of distortion, see here, suddenly it is increasing, decreasing, again it goes to the 2. So this type of sudden increase and sudden dip will not occur, right? So if you want to avoid the sudden rise and dip, just follow these two conditions, right? We can able to get a smooth torque characteristics, right? So why I am not doing here is, this will take much more time. So only I am not doing the element size as 1 and the step size as 0.1 here, right? Now, and now coming to the losses, ohmic losses. So ohmic losses deals with the type of current which is flowing in the stator windings, right? So these are the losses. And coming to the iron loss, so iron loss is very much less. And coming to the current, see, after clicking the corresponding phases, we can able to see the current here, right? So this is the current shape. Suppose if I want to take the current, if I want to compare the current for different phases at a time in a single plot, what I want to do, I just want to select all the things, whatever I require, by pressing the control button in our keyboard, and then give at the right side corner, we can able to see two options. One is overlap curves. So enable that overlap curves and then give graph selection. We can able to get the compared result for phase A, phase B, phase C and phase D. So this is the value of graph. So this is the characteristics of phase A, phase B, phase C and phase D graph, right? See, up to 20 milliseconds, right? Up to 20 milliseconds, phase D is not conducted. Only phase A, phase B and phase C is conducting, right? Now coming to the flux, linkages, again I am pressing the control button such that we can able to compare everything at a time. So this is the flux linkages. So the torque is not getting saturated. So due to this, we are able to get this type of distortion in the flux linkages also. Now coming to the flux density distribution and coming to the flux path, right? Coming to the flux path as well as the flux density distribution. See here, at this there is no flux density is showing. The reason here is the problem ID is set as 1, but the time here is 0. So just vary the time here and give update view and give an update view. Now there will be some increase in the distribution of the flux, and then we can able to see the flux path also. The flux path also will be very slightly varying. See the flux path also is now varying. Now see the maximum value of flux which is obtained here in case of transient, flux density is only 0.8 maximum value of flux, and now that means we can able to increase much more value of ampere of current, or we can go for much more increase in the number of turns. If you go for increase in number of turns, that deals with the mechanical space available for the winding. So better increase the number of ampere, right? But not to the maximum extent. That's concentrate on the flux density. If flux density is reaching nearly to 1, in case of transient, just stop the current value, right? Now, just go for the animate one, such that we can able to see the flux path, right? So when it is turning on and when it is turning, when it is turning on and when it is turning off, right? See here. So at initially what happens? This is the phase which is excited, right? Initially the phase which is excited is this one, where the flux is traveling, right? So now when the rotor starts to rotate, what happens now? It has to be turned off. It has to be turned off, right? See at the left side bottom, we are getting only 9 frames. So what happens? The animation is now generating. So in the meanwhile, we will go to the vibration packages, right? So after going to the vibration packages, after converting this into IGS format, right? Just checking this one. See here, it is converted into IGES. It is converted into IGES. But what I need is IGS, right? Then only we can easy, it will be easy to run the machine. Otherwise, after going to different packages, then we have to go for some other strategy to convert the lines into solid model, right? So what I'm going to do, I am just going to go for another packages which is Creo, that is the updated version of the Pro-E, right? I just opening the Creo, right? So after opening the Creo, I will just convert this IGES into IGS, right? I think the animation is ready, right? See here. So phase A is this one, where the flux is traveling, and this is phase B, and this one is phase C, right? So in this manner only, up to 20 seconds, the rotor is rotated, 20 milliseconds, right? Just slowing it down. Right. And this one is for transient, right? So we will open this Creo. So after opening this Creo, I will convert this IGS, right? I will convert this IGES into IGS, right? So meanwhile, we will save this animation file, right? And then in yesterday we discussed about the flux reversal. We discussed about the flux reversal, and I told the reason for flux reversal is the different sequence of excitation. Different sequence of excitation. So coming to the different sequence of excitation, so I'm just going to this view option. So before that, that is I don't want any flux path. I don't want any flux density distribution to show me. I need only the flux direction. I want only the flux direction. Just go into the selecting only the flux direction. See here, and just checking some time. So this is the flux direction, right? So the arrow mark indicates the direction of flux. So in order to get the exact direction, so in this case what I'm going to do, I just go to the manual option, right? So I don't need for manual, just give to, this is lower one. So go for 0.01, right? And apply it. See, you will get exactly, right? So this is the flux direction. In what time? And the time here is 4, right? For 4 milliseconds, the flux direction is in this manner, right? See, concentrate only on the back ion of the stator, and this is the back ion of the stator. And now I am going to change the time to 20 milliseconds. See, at this instant what is happening? Now see, the back ion direction of current is reversed. The back ion, again I am giving to 0.05. See, the direction at this instant, just opposite to this. See what happens, the direction gets reversed. The direction of flux gets reversed with respect to the phase excitation, right? If phase A is excitation, the flux is traveling in one direction. If phase B is excitation, the flux is traveling in another direction. So like this, the flux direction is reversed with respect to the different phases of excitation. And this also leads to the vibration, right? And the another cause is unbalanced magnetic force. Coming to the force here, there is x direction force and y direction force. And coming to the x direction force is nothing but the tangential force. X direction force is nothing but the tangential force, right? X direction force is the tangential force, and y direction force is the radial force, right? So the radial force is the main impact for the vibration in the machine, right? So, and this is how the vibration in the machine, or the we are finding out the cause for the vibration in the machine, right? And now I will just convert, and we will stop after conversion of IGES into IGS. So just go to the file and open our IGES format. Go to the desktop and select all files here, and IGES is here, right? Just import this one and just give OK. Don't change anything. Right? So now the entire model will appear here. So this is a model which is in the default direction of orientation, right? So we don't want to change the direction. We are just imported the model here, right? It is showing in very small in size. Okay, no problem. Just go to the file and save as a copy and just convert here into IGS, right? So now IGES will be converted into IGS. So meanwhile, you have to check at the right side bottom, it should be geometry. It should be geometry. If it is surfaces, then it is a 2D. The stack length should be 0. If it is 3D, so 3D, if it is a 3D version, then we have to go for geometry model. So 3D means it will be looking like this, right? If it is 2D, then we should go for a surface model, right? So up to now, I stop here. If there is any queries, you can ask me. So tomorrow, up to now, what we discussed here, we have discussed how to frame a transient model from the static result, right? And how to check the direction of flux and how to create an animation for the transient analysis, right? So everything we discussed about the atraumatic analysis. So these are the things what we are to need to do a analysis, performance analysis for a SRM motor, right? And now with the effect of the radial force and the tangential force, now we are going to study about the vibration in the machine. So in tomorrow's section, we are going to discuss about the vibration, that is a mechanical oscillation in the machine, as well as the heat generation in the machine. Moreover to that, when the rotor is rotating, here, right? When the rotor is rotating, since it is a salient machine, since it is a doubly salient, there is some air gap here, right? So how the air is having some turbulence of it, how the air is moving. So that movement of air is now how help to reduce the temperature in the machine. So that also in tomorrow's section we are going to discuss, right? So if there is any doubt, you can ask me. Muthukumar sir? Sir,
Hello, sir.
any doubts?
So participants can raise your questions through chat box or unmute yourself and ask question directly. Queries? Any other queries from participant side?
Sir, any question?
So, Prabhu sir, can you explain what are the features of the simulation software? What are the applications we are going to use? Which type of analysis you are going to do this simulation software?
Sir, the basic thing here is this FE analysis is not only framed for the switch reluctance motor, right? Any type of electrical motor we can use, right? And then it can be a motor or it can be a generator. If you are giving current or if you are taking current, we can able to analyze with this FEA packages, right? And then we can able to do static analysis, time harmonic analysis, transient 2D analysis, only variation with time. Transient 2D means only variation with the time. Transient 2D with motion means variation with time as well as variation with the rotation of the rotor. So all these things we can able to do with these packages in 2D as well as in the 3D. Moreover to that, we can do the geometry modification such that the torque ripple is reduced or we can able to minimize. Either we can go for claw pole or we can go for tapered pole. Any type of geometry modification we can do. Just the thing is, we need the diagram here. Either we can draw the diagram here or just import the diagram. The importation of the diagram can be done by either AutoCAD file, ProE file, or a Inventor file, or a CATIA file, or a SolidWorks file. Any file we can able to import here, right? So that is the main advantage here. Any other thing, sir?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Any queries from participant side? Sengol Rajan, sir.
Sir, no query, sir. One announcement for the participants. That is, we are scheduled one webinar for today evening. That is technological development of switching is. It was been postponed on tomorrow, the same time, 4 to 5 p.m. Since the speaker was been some issues, technical issues in his site, he could not be able to present it today. So that the webinar on technological development of switching is organized by Energy Club was being postponed on tomorrow, 4 to 5 p.m. the same time. That's it.
So thank you, Prabhu sir, for your wonderful presentation. So we will join on tomorrow morning, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Instruction for the participants. All the participants should join on tomorrow 9:45 a.m. for the last day of this workshop. At the end of the tomorrow session, we'll post the feedback line. Based on your feedback and your 3 days attendance, we are providing the certificates for after completion of the program. Directly we send directly through to our mail for our certificates. Okay. Thank you very much.
Sir, Muthukumar sir, one more thing. We have been forwarded the link, the free link. They can participants can make use of that free link and have a trial of the version. If they have any doubt, they can ask on tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, Mr. Tamil Nation asking one doubt, other mechanical rated characters able to analyze this particular software,
Yes,
sir?
We can able to analyze. But what type of characteristics they need? If it is torque speed, we can do here. If it is vibration and thermal analysis, we are going for another type of packages. So that is the topic for tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other questions from participant side?
Magnet packages is now going to act as the input for the ANSYS package. Right?
Okay, sir. So thank you all the participants. Now we will wind up the session. We will join on tomorrow morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Prabhu sir. Thank you, Sengol.
Thank
Okay,
you.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Prabhu sir. Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you.